Dear students, please give your attendance by way of writing your name and enrollment number in the chat box. We will take few more minutes to start our presentation because only 67, 68 students have joined. So let others join and then we will start. Maybe around 2:10 the presentation will begin.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Please, please wait for 1 or 2 minutes. We will start our presentation sharply at 2:10. Only another 1 minute is required because very few students have joined so far. Maybe that is due to the cyclone or something. Only 70 people have joined. We were expecting around 150 or 120, but against 150 and 120, only 70 have joined. Okay, dear students, welcome to the fourth session of your BES-123, which is your teaching and learning. And I'm very happy that amidst cyclone warning, you found some time to join in this online platform to interact with your counselor and interact with the regional director on the subject issue as well as on some administrative issues. So I express my heartfelt thanks to all of you. And at the same time, I would thank Dr. Joyashree Nanda, our esteemed counselor, for this BES-123, uh, who is very much online. She is
Yes, sir.
visible there in the screen.
Sir,
So she will
namaskar.
be, namaskar. She will be talking to you on the teaching learning process. As all of you know, that teaching learning is a very cumbersome process, and it requires whole lot of effort and tremendous amount of skills to control the teaching learning situation. So all these things will be thoroughly dealt with by Dr. Joyashree Nanda. Here, I would like to just give a cursory glance to what kind of presentations are there in the study material. Role of the teacher is one of the most important thing. You will find you will find all these things there in this blog. Then, as as it is already said by many counselors, that the teacher displays multifarious role. Like the teacher is a manager, the teacher is an actor, teacher is a facilitator, isn't it? He's a friend, philosopher, guide, and at the same time he's also a researcher. So what kind of research which is required on the part of the teacher, that will also be discussed here. That means about action research. And then teaching is also a reflective activity. So what kind of reflections are required, or what kind of, or for developing this reflective quality, what activities are supposed to be carried out in the teaching learning process, that will also be properly discussed here in today's class. And lastly, about the professional development. All of you know that every teacher is a professional. Teaching is not simply a job that you are doing. It is absolutely not a job. It is a very big profession, and that profession needs professionalism on the part of the teacher, isn't it? If you do not have professionalism, then you will never become a successful teacher. Professionalism means, professionalism means loving your own profession. If you do not love your profession, you cannot deliver properly to the profession, or from your teaching, the learners will not be able to get anything. Therefore, professionalism qualities, or different activities pertaining to professionalism would be dealt with, or would be discussed here in today's class. And lastly, you see some other activities through which the professionalism can be enhanced, that will be spoken. For example, the online platforms and other mediums and media, whatever are available there in the present day situation, which are really helpful or contributing factors for professionalism, all those things will be discussed. So without wasting any further time, I would request Dr. Joyashree Nanda to take over and start her presentation, that is on teaching learning process. Dr. Nanda, if you are there, please take over.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm here. So, a very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to my class. And today we will discuss about the module 4, that is teacher as a profession, teacher in a profession, or teacher as a professional. So, teacher as a professional means, sir already sir had described you that teaching is not simply a job; it's a profession. A profession means it has some ethics, some moral principles are added to that profession. So, professionalism means that should maintain some ethics. So, teacher's place in our society, we always place the teacher in a very high place. We always placed him. So teachers are called as the guru, and he is not less than the God. So we know that Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parang Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guru Ben. So we treat Guru as like God. So before starting this assignment, I want to show you one video. I think most of you may watch this video because nowadays it is going viral. So just see this video.
ଗୋଟେ ଆତ୍ମସନ୍ତୋଷରେ ସେହି ଦିନ ଯେଉଁଦିନ ମୋ ଦ୍ୱାରା ସୃଷ୍ଟ ସେହି ସୃଷ୍ଟିମାନେ ସଫଳତା ପାଇଥାନ୍ତି ଆଉ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଜଣେ ଶିକ୍ଷକ ଆଉ ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କର ଯେତେବେଳେ ସାରା ବିଶ୍ୱରେ ଆବିର୍ଭାବ ସମାଜର ଅନେକ ବ୍ୟକ୍ତି ନିଜେ ଜିତିବାରେ ଖୁସି ହୁଅନ୍ତି ଏପରି ଦୁଇ ଜଣ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯେଉଁମାନେ ହାରିଲେ ଖୁସି ହୋଇଥାନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ହେଲେ ବାପା ଆଉ ଶିକ୍ଷକ କାରଣ ପିଲାଟି ଯଦି ବାପା ଠାରୁ ଆଗକୁ ଯାଏ ସେ ଖୁବ ଖୁସି ହୁଅନ୍ତି ଆଉ ଶିକ୍ଷକ ଠାରୁ ଆଗକୁ ଗଲେ ସେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଖୁସି ଏହା ହେଉଛି ମୋର ପରିଚୟ ମୋର ପ୍ରଥମ ନୂତନ ସମାଜ ଗଠନ ପାଇଁ ଯେଉଁ ଦାୟିତ୍ୱ ମିଳିଛି ବ୍ୟକ୍ତି କରିବାର କରିଛି ଆଉ ମୂଲ୍ୟବାନ ସମ୍ପତ୍ତି ମୋ ଆଦର୍ଶ ଛାତ୍ରଛାତ୍ରୀ ଏହାପରେ ମୋର ସମ୍ପତ୍ତି କଣ କାରଣ ମୁଁ ଜଣେ ଶିକ୍ଷକ
So you listen this, the story of a teacher. That means a teacher is not simply a human being. He is much more. He has so many responsibilities to render. Like the teacher has to fulfill the expectations of the family, the society, and the nation as a whole. So many expectations we are expecting from the teacher. The teacher is a pathfinder. He is the guider. He is the counselor. He is a well thinker, or he is a person who helps us in each and every type of circumstances. So teachers are treated as just like guru, or just the gurus are treated like God. So they are not less than God. So teacher as a person, teacher as a so what is the role of a teacher in the classroom? In the classroom, generally we see the teachers in the classroom because in our formal settings, most of the teachers we find in the classroom, and in the classroom, what generally he did, the main responsibility of the teacher in the classroom is to ensure that goals of education are attained, and these can be specified as learning in terms of predetermined knowledge, skills, and attitudes in specific subjects. So the goals or the objectives which has been fixed or formulated by the teacher previously, the teacher should see that whether those objectives or aims they are fulfilled at the time of completion of the lesson or class or not. That is the first duty of the teacher. So teacher not only teaches in the classroom, he evaluates, he satisfies the students' learning level. He just gives some answers to the students. Then only students will be able to understand it properly. So many works has been done by the teacher in the classroom. Then come that teacher, not only teacher is a teacher for the learners, teacher is also a colleague for his co-staff members. So how teacher acts as a colleague in the schools or in colleges. So he also works very hard in the schools and colleges. As a colleague, he also renders so many responsibilities. So what? Yes, just mute your audio, otherwise it creates disturbance. Thank you. So teacher as a colleague, he plays the role of a team player, the fielders. Like that in school, we cannot say that the science teacher is is a science teacher. That's why he should be in a high position. He is a social study teacher. Sharing, caring, all these are qualities of team player. So, as a professional, as a colleague, the teacher play the role of team player in the educational institutions. So, collectively or jointly, teachers do so many types of work in our school premises. Not only teaching learning process is going on, but also so many other types of activities are going on, just like your annual function, your plantation program, your immunization program, your examination work, your evaluation work, your debate competition, your co-curricular activities. So many types of activities are going on in the school premises. So the teachers has to play all these roles in the same manner like he is doing in his classroom. In the classroom, he is only doing teaching and he understands the learners. He clarifies the problems of the learners. But as a colleague, he also plays so many work. And what should be the uh, qualities of a teacher as a colleague? So, as a colleague, we should be very much helpful. So, caring, sharing nature should be present within the teachers. Then only a good relationship can be maintained with our colleagues. So, he should be supportive and helpful. The teacher should be supportive and helpful. Not that, so backbiting should not be there. If someone is doing well, we should not feel jealous. Rather, we just congratulate him. We just give some motivation. Then only, not only our colleague will develop, ultimately our school or our institution will develop if our colleagues will develop. So the development of the school depends on the development of learners and the development of the teachers. So we should not be jealous. Rather, we should be very much helpful and supportive. Then the teacher should be empathetic. So the teacher should be empathetic towards his colleagues. Not only the teacher should be empathetic towards his learners, or rather he should be very much empathetic towards the colleagues also. Sometimes what happens, a lady colleague is there. Don't think that I am a lady, that's why I am supporting the lady. Not, that's not true. Because sometimes the lady colleagues or lady teacher have so many works because they have more responsibility in their family, and also they have so many responsibility in the educational institutions. Sometimes what happens, if the child of a lady teacher is not well and he needs some but what you say, suppose due to the illness of his child, suppose she needs some leave. If and the principal is not very much favorable for that teacher, and he said, no, 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 you have taken so many leaves in previous days, so you are not allowed to take leave because all of your casual leaves have been used. So when the head of the institution says like this, we should be very much supportive to the to our colleague. We should say that, sir or madam, she has a very she is in a very problematic situation. Her child is very much ill, so her work will be done by all of us. So please give her leave. So this type of mentality should be there in your educational institutions. Sometimes some male teachers, they have so many problems. Like generally fathers, they have problems. They are with the responsibility that they always take their children to the examination halls, etc. So when the male teachers children, they have some examination and they want leave, and at the same case we should support him. So we should be very much empathetic towards others' problems. Then the teacher should be open-minded. We should not be very much narrow-minded. So open-minded always help us to keep a very good relationship. Then he should be receptive to others' ideas. So no egoism should be there. We should be very much receptive to others' ideas. We should be very, very much tolerant. So when someone speaking something, some of our colleagues speaking something, we should be very much cooperative, and we should listen it patiently, so that the ideas may work for any other developmental work. So we should be very much receptive towards others' ideas of our colleague. Then the teacher should give respect to other colleagues. Not that a junior colleague, he is or she is less experienced, he is inferior to me. This type of feelings should not come to our mind. So we should give importance, we should give respect to our colleagues. So these are some of the characteristics or qualities that should be within us, that will ultimately help you to create a good environment or a conducive environment in our educational institutions. Then come teacher in the community. So not only teacher's role is only confined to the classroom or to towards his colleague, but also he has to he has a very big responsibility in the community. So teachers in the community, he plays an important role in the community, because the community people, they think teachers are because in rural areas teachers are regarded as the pathfinders or the well wishers of the community. That's why they give maximum importance to the teachers. But nowadays we see that teachers are not respected only due to their own characteristics. If the teacher will not possess a very good moral character, then the community people will never give you respect. So teachers should play a very good role in the community. So what are the main roles shown by the teachers in the community? First is, one, the major role is to promote the importance of education among the parents, particularly those in rural areas. We know that in so many places, children are the first generation learners. So their parents, they don't know what is the importance of education in our life. So it is the role of the teacher that they should educate the people. They should aware the parents that education is an important thing, and we can consider education as also a basic need, because without education we may not properly adjust in this society. Everywhere we will go, they need a signature. We have to fill up a form. So education is very much needed for everything, for Aadhaar card, for ration card, for every type of card. We have to fill up a form, and we have to produce so many types of documents. So for all these things, education is very much needed. So we have to aware, or as a teacher, he should aware the community people about the education, and then only, not only for the, that will be beneficial for the learners, but also for the community. So many of our rural folks need awareness programs regarding vaccination, birth control measures, women health during pregnancy and childbirth, cleanliness and cleanliness in and out home, and contagious diseases, personal hygiene, etc. Nowadays, in this pandemic, this COVID-19 pandemic, teachers are awareing in the rural hamlets what precautionary measures should be taken. And not only this, they should also aware about the people about the adolescent girls' health conditions, the birth control measures, the vaccination. So many, they are working for so many types of work. So their role in the community is very important. Then community members, especially parents, expect a teacher to be role model for their children as they are themselves, and they want a teacher to avoid any behavior which might be bad for children to imitate. If because um, Teachers are considered as the gurus or the god. That's why they sometimes they show some behavior which is not socially acceptable. Like if a teacher we see that he is smoking, then community people they never accept that behavior from the teacher. That our students, adolescent boys of class 7, 8, 9, that is the period of strain and stress. They might learn all these qualities from the teachers. That's why they always say the teachers that you please don't do all these types of things, you just avoid these things. So though the teachers are considered as the pathfinders or the counselors of the community, that's why the society expects so many moral behavior. So always society expects value-based behavior from the teachers. So teachers should be very much careful about all these type of things, or he should show a very much morally or value-based behavior towards the society. Then teacher as a citizen. So as an educated person and a person who educates others, a teacher provides a model for future citizens. The teacher enables the functioning of democracy by participating in the democratic processes, acts as an unbiased, objective critic of the society, insensitive to events in the country like corruption, scandals, riots, exploitation, etc., which hamper the growth and development of the nation and mobilizes resources to check anti-social and anti-national activities. So not only the teacher influences the community, but also as a good citizen, he also helps in the proper democratization of the nation. Not only that, he also helps to avoid corruption, scandals, riots, exploitation, etc. Because everyone needs good things or good behavior from the teachers. So we have a impression that he's a teacher. No, no. ଜଣେ ଶିକ୍ଷକ ମାନେ ସେଇଭଳିଆ କାମ କରି ହିଁ ପାରିବେନି. So that mind should be remain in our community members, and that should remain. ସେଟା ରହିବା ଦରକାର, because when we are coming to this profession, we know that we are just role models before our learners. So our behavior should be acceptable by the community persons. So not only the teachers act like friend, philosopher, and guide to the children or learners, they are also act as a agent of social change. Again, then come to teachers' personal characteristics. So, as a teachers, what characteristics should be uh, within the teacher? Then only we can say that he is a very good teacher. First of all, the teacher's first characteristics is he should be honest. He should be punctual. He should be, or he or she should be affectionate. Because learners are just like our children. So teachers are just like their parents. So affection is another very important thing for the teachers. They should be very much affectionate. They should not show rude behavior towards their children. Because as parents, we are not showing rude behavior to our children. Yes, we can very much strict when the time needs. If a child do some mischievous work, then only we may be rude, but we should be affectionate. Then the teacher should be empathetic. Empathy means we should put ourselves in the same situation or in the same feeling which the learner is feeling. That is empathy. So the teacher should be empathetic. He should always keep himself or herself in the place of the learner. So he should be empathetic. So empathy is a very important quality, characteristic of a teacher. Unless and until a teacher will be empathetic, he will never be a very good teacher. So now we are in a position, all are calling us as teachers. But once upon a time, we are also in their place of learners. So we should know what is their problems, what types of problems they are facing, what types of problems generally coming in the classroom when teaching learning process is going on, if the sitting arrangement is proper or not, if proper ventilation is there or not. So many things to make a conducive environment. Teachers should be empathetic towards the learners. Then concern and commitment. Teacher should show concern for the learners and he should be committed. If he said something that I must do this, we must do this, then that work should be done by the teacher. Not that, oh, ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି କି ଭୁଲି ଯାଇଛି. No, that's not proper. Oh, କହିଥିଲି ବୋଧେ, oh, ହେଲା, ଛାଡ଼. No. If you have committed, then just do it. Then humor, proper humor should be there. That means not only in we are all emotional, and emotion is there in all human beings. So if sometimes you show some humorous behavior, then only students will be motivated for learning. Then in other characteristics, we may include cleanliness, punctuality, honesty, then truthfulness, kindness. All these characteristics should be included as a teacher. So the teacher should show all these characteristics. As a teacher, we should wear clean dress, not dirty dress, because we are role models, and that students will learn all the bad qualities from the teachers. So we should always keep all these things in our mind, or our characters should be like that, which will be accepted by our learners. Then the teacher as a transmitter of knowledge. Not only the teacher plays all these above roles, but also he also plays an important role as a transmitter of knowledge. So the teacher is the only storehouse of knowledge, which has been considered in the old days. But now teacher is not the only storehouse of knowledge. We are learning so many things from our community, from the electronics gadgets, from cinema, from mobile phones, from Wikipedia, etc., etc. But still, teacher, when he confirms that yes, yes, this is right. Sometimes some of our students, they are just asking that, madam, we have learned that these things are written in the Wikipedia, whether it is correct or not. At that time, we are saying that just go to some good sites. Sometimes some fake sites are there. So always refer to the genuine sites, and then only you will be able to get some good information or real information. So although there is so many other sources are there who are able to give you information, still nobody can replace a teacher. The teacher's role is very important in transmission of knowledge. So as a teacher, what are its roles? First is the teacher introduces a lesson. When he comes to the class, he first introduces a lesson. In your lesson plan, when you are teaching, you also know that you should not tell that today we will read this topic. No. What you will do, first you are asking so many introductory questions. Those questions helps you to introduce your topic. Some related questions you are asking, just to motivate them or to develop curiosity among them. So the teacher first introduces a lesson. Then the teacher explains a concept. After introduction, he comes to the second step, that is presentation. And in that presentation step, he just explains some concepts, the major ideas, minor ideas, etc. So the major ideas also divided into some minor ideas, that is also presented to the students. So that means the teacher explains a concept. Then the teacher clarifies doubts of students with suitable illustration. Unless you give some examples, then some concepts may not be understood by the learners. So the teachers, always the teacher should explain the concepts with certain examples or illustrations. Then a teacher draws diagrams while explaining. Diagrams also helps the learners to understand properly. So I think yesterday we also learned about how the um, audio and visual aids are very much important in our teaching learning process. So if a teacher will draw some diagrams, then it will be very much helpful for the learners for understanding. Then the teacher asks questions to learners. Asking question is another technique which also motivates the students and um, makes them analytic. Or analytical thinking may develop through asking questions. So teachers should ask some questions to the learners that will ultimately develop their knowledge. So this is all about the teacher as a transmitter of knowledge. Then teacher as a planner. So not only teacher as a transmitter of knowledge or a manager or a planner or a colleague or a guru to his students, he is also a planner. We know very well that without planning, nothing will be very much successful. For example, when we are arranging a marriage ceremony or a birthday ceremony in our house, generally we plan. How many first thing is when, what is the date? On which date that ceremony will be held? Then how many people will be invited? What menu? The menu should be decided for the ceremony. Then what decorations will be made, and we just calculate how many money will be spent for the ceremony. So when we are going through some planning, that will help us for the successful of that ceremony. Like that, when the teacher teaches in the classroom, so before going to the classroom, the teacher should be very much aware of his lesson plan, and he should make lesson plan, or as a planner he plans his lesson for proper presentation. So in the classroom, if he plans previously, then ultimately it helps the teacher to present it perfectly. So as a planner, the first thing the teacher should do is he should formulate the objectives. What objectives? With which objectives he will teach the concept. Then for whom? For whom means who are the learners? In which class? Either they are in 6, 7 or 8, or their age is 10, 11, 12, 13. So for whom, that should be decided previously. Then when means which period, that should be also decided, because in our schools the first 4 periods, they are 45 minutes, and after the recess the periods are 35 or 40 minutes. So 5-10 minutes are less in last periods. So that means when means the teacher should manage the time. So when means we should plan accordingly. When my class is there in the routine, that may be in the first period or that may be in the last period. And another thing is, if it is in first period, that means students are very much curious to learn. They are motivated to learn. But in the last period, they are very much motivated to go to their home. So when I will teach, that is also important. Then where? Then how? Then what will be the outcome? Where means some objectives we teach will come. That is also important. Then the teacher as a facilitator. So we have already discussing that nowadays teachers are not calculated as not considered as because so many things. So to confirm the validity or the to confirm that those things are right things, are proper thing, or those are the facts, they need the help of the teachers. That's why we can say that nowadays teachers are the facilitators. So as a facilitator, what he is doing? As a facilitator, he is just helping the students. Sometimes one after another. Sometimes he divided the students into various groups, and then he gives some problems and gives some hints, and then asks the students to solve their problems. So, as a facilitator, he is doing all these things. Then, as a co-creator, so teachers are also called as the co-creators. Co-creators means our National Curriculum Framework 2005 also visualized teachers as co-creator of knowledge, because co-creator means we have already discussed about constructivism. In constructivism, we construct our knowledge, we create our own knowledge. So teachers as facilitators, they also help the students to co-create the things. Co-create means when the child is or the learner is constructing or creating his own concept, at that time the teacher just facilitate him. That's why we can say him as the co-creator of knowledge. So teachers not only helps the teachers, he acts as the co-creator of knowledge. Then what qualities are as a teacher acts as a co-creator, what role he should play, that is motivate learners to frame their own questions about various observations. So he should motivate learners to observe the situation and ask some questions. Then ask learners to interpret a situation in their own way and identify the probable solutions of a problem with scaffolding by teachers. So not only they helps in framing the questions or observing, um, not only the teacher helps the students to frame, to observe the situation, but also he helps him in solving their problems and probable solutions for a problem. Then he encourages the learners to work in a group and also become active member of the group. He also encourages the learners to work in a group. So cooperative learning or collaborative learning may happen. Then keep learners active and motivate them to observe, react, and reflect continuously. Then he helps learners to evolving new knowledge using their previous knowledge through discussion, debate, inquiry, and experimentation. So not only through teaching learning process or through lecture method, he also adopts some different types of methods like debates, discussion, inquiry, and experimentation. Then only students may learn so many new things. Then teacher as a leader. So what is the duty of a leader, or what is the role of a leader? Leader means who leads. Always in our group, some persons are there who leads us. The monitor, or the person who is more knowledgeable, who has the capacity to um, solve various problems, who has the capacity to explain everything to the thing, to the group, or persons who are very much acceptable or accepted by a group, those are called as the leaders. So the teachers not also work in the classroom as a leader. So the teacher's role as a leader is also very much important. And leadership, what is the meaning of leadership? So leadership is the ability to lead a group, motivate to complete the given task, and share the responsibility and accountability of the task. Sometimes in our classroom, we also we are also very much dependent upon a leader, because it is not sometimes very much possible on our part to go to each and every child, because in some classes there are 80-90 students are there. So the class is only for 45 minutes. So sometimes what's the problem? Everyone has completed their task or not. We just render this responsibility to the leaders, and they took the responsibility, and what we have told to them, they just do it for the teacher. So leaders are very much needed in the classroom. So teachers as a leader leads the learners in the class or group of teachers for better teaching learning through assigning a task, motivating them to complete it, and sharing responsibilities. Responsibilities, success as well as failure. So leaders, teachers as a leader, he just lead the learners for in the class or group. The teachers helps the students, and the leaders they just help their group for a certain purpose. Then teacher as a manager. So what is the role of a teacher as a manager? Not only the teacher teaches, he manages, he also render the responsibility of a leader. So as a manager, what is his role? He analyzes the content. He analyzes the content and he decides by deciding on the portion of the content to be selected for instruction. First, he decides the content, then decide on the portion of the content to be selected for instruction, then deciding on instructional objectives for the chosen content on the basis of the knowledge about level learners, their socio-cultural context, time available, all these things. So, as a manager, so many different types of students or learners are there. The teacher first he decides the content, then he decides what methods, techniques, methodology should be followed. Then he decides the level of the learners. In the classroom, we have already discussed that so many types of learners are there in a particular classroom. So it is the duty of the teacher that he should teach according to by taking the level of the students. If a child belongs to a higher level of learning, like his IQ level is more than average, then they are divided into a group, and that is the students or the learners whose IQ level is less than normal, they are divided in another group. So the level of learners should be decided by the teacher. Then their socio-economic, socio-cultural context. Sometimes some students they have very high IQ level, but still they come from a very low socio-economic strata. Then sometimes it happens they became very much visual and shy nature. At that time also the teacher should be very much careful, empathetic towards those children, and he also group them in some groups where some empathetic students are there. So this is as a manager, teacher should manage all these things also. Then time management. Teacher not only manages all these things, teachers also manage the time. Time for teaching, time for extracurricular activities, time for the other works, other jobs of the educational institutions. Not only the teacher is involved for teaching purpose, teacher is engaged in evaluation process, he is engaged in co-curricular activities, he is engaged in attendance, admission procedure, he is also engaged in question setting. So many types of works or duties are rendered to the teachers. So teachers as a manager, he should manage all these things in a very good manner. Then teacher as a counselor. So what is the teacher's role as a counselor? Not only the teacher is a very good teacher for the students, or a very good colleague for the students, or a very good leader or manager, he should be a very good counselor. Counselor means when someone is facing some problem and he needs some guidance or counseling. Counseling means when we are technically use the word guidance, that is called counseling. So counseling, the role of the teacher as a counselor is quite different from other roles described previously. That is the role of the teacher as a leader, the role of the teacher as a manager, or the role of the teacher as a colleague. So teacher is a very good counselor, and he counsels. To counsel is to give advice according to dictionary, although it is more than mere advising. Mere advising means without any experience, sometimes we are advising. Advice is priceless. ମୋ ଦେହ ଖରାପ ହେଇଛି ଦେ ଖାଇଦେ ଗୋଲମରିଚ ଗୁଣ୍ଡ ଖା ଅମୁକ ଖା ସେ ଅଦା ଚୋବା So this is all priceless advice we are giving. That is not guidance. Proper guidance or counseling means with proper qualification, proper technical qualification, or with some psychological base. When we are giving some advice to our students, that is counseling. So teacher always gives counsels his children, because sometimes some children they have some psychological problems. Some children have some emotional problems. Nowadays, small children, class 4, 5 children, they are in their class. They are also have some emotional problems, like they fall in love with someone. So those problems are also solved by ourselves. Class 4 pila, class 5 pilango sange love. So these things are happening. So this is not a, these are also not small issues. These issues should be taken with proper care, with proper concern, with proper uh, action. So teachers should not be very much impractical about all these things, because all these things, if it happens to us as a teacher, if it happens to our own children, what should be our responsibility? Just like we should be very much careful about all these things. We should be very much empathetic. We should be very much sensitive towards these things, because nowadays sometimes some we heard that a 9th class student, he just murdered a person, murdered a his own classmate, due to only due to some simple things. So all these things also happens in our day-to-day activities of the school. So it is a responsibility of the teachers that he should be very much careful about all these sensitive things, and he should properly counsel the students to solve their problems. Sometimes some children, they just lost their parents, and due to that factor, if they are so bright in learning, still they are not doing well. So it is the duty of the teacher. There should be very much empathy. So what should be the role of the teacher as a counselor? First thing, good counseling. Second, planning should be proper. Third, testing. Unless and until we know the, suppose a child is not doing well in mathematics. So to find out the particular root cause of that failure, the teacher should test his uh, aptitude towards mathematics. So through proper testing, the teacher will be able to know the ability of the students in a particular subject or in particular thing. Then only he will be able to counsel the child in a very good manner. Then staff counseling, not only student counseling, sometimes staff counseling are also, if a teacher, he is a he is a very good experience in counseling, or he has done a course in counseling, then sometimes for staff counseling also, the principals or the head of the institutions, he renders the responsibility that the teacher has some problem and you just counsel him. So staff counseling is also sometimes done by the teachers. Then curricular and extracurricular activities. So the teachers are not only doing all these above things, he is also doing some curricular and extracurricular activities. Then self-evaluation or self-assessment. Teachers are not only assessed by the colleagues or by the learners. We should assess ourselves. We should evaluate ourselves. Whether am I a good teacher? Am I satisfied with my teaching practice? Am I following the good techniques, or am I following the perfect methods or methodology or techniques or approaches for teaching learning process? Am I honest in my profession? So all these questions comes to our mind, and we should assess ourselves. So the role of the teacher, that he should help the teacher for self assessment. Learners also, he should teach his learners to for self assessment. Then school community relationship. The teacher is the middleman who keeps good relationship between the school and the community. So community people are influenced by the teacher. If the teachers of the school, or if the headmaster of the school wants to keep a good relationship with the community, he should involve himself or herself in different type of socio-cultural activities held in the community. Then only good relationship will be developed. The community people, they should be welcome to the, or invited to the school programs like your annual functions, your co-curricular activities, to your Ganesh Puja, Saraswati Puja, your Independence Day, etc. And the teachers also invited to the community when some pujas, some festivals are going on in the community. So the teachers works as the middleman in between the community and the school, and he keeps a very good relationship with the community, and that helps for a very good community relationship, very good school community relationship. Then parents day should be organized by the teacher. Then only that helps, because through parents, you are very much well acquainted about parents day. So in or you are as teachers, you are organizing the parent teacher association is there, and you are some days you are organizing the parent days. This is not only happen in the schools nowadays, it also happens in the colleges or in higher educational institutions. Parents days are observed, or parents are invited to the colleges to know about the developmental process of their wards. So parents is works as a very important um, role, or parents day should be organized to know about the learners, their problems. So through in parents days, the teachers say about the strength and weakness of the children, and parents also they say to the teacher that what their wards are doing in their families. So parents day is very important. Then placement, for placement uh, for proper placement, that teachers or the counselors, they help the learners for better placement. So for placement, he counsels the students. Then research is very much important, because the counselors, they are also involved in research activities. So comes under your school community relationship. Public relationship means the teachers should keep a good public relationship. Then only the school development will be possible. Then guidance news. So guidance news should be provided to the learners. Then only they will be able to know about the different types of activities, or different types of jobs, or different types of courses are available in the market. So through guidance news from their counselors, they will be able to aware about different types of jobs, or different types of professional education is going on in the world. So then the financial assistance. Not only that teacher as a counselor helps the school, but also he helps their learners for financial assistance. Scholarship stipends, where and how those are available, and from which who are the funding agencies. This type of news are also disseminated to the learners. Then educational and occupational information. These educational and occupational informations are also provided by the counselor to the learners. Then study habits. Which study habit will be helpful for their learning process? The counselors also counsels the students about their study habits. Then guidance programs, arrangement of career conferences, career days, etc. are arranged by the counselors for the betterment of their learners. Then study tours are also arranged by the teachers for the students. So this is all about our role of counselor. Then come to the next chapter, that is your teachers as innovator and action researchers. So how teachers act as an innovator. So what is innovation? From innovation, what innovation? Innovator from. Innovation means when we are applying some new knowledge for a particular job. Innovation means new and novel ideas. Suppose we are nobody is equal in any psychological trait. or no two teachers are equal in their teaching styles. So innovative ideas. Some teachers, they apply some innovative ideas. In your nearby Khurda APT, I have just forget his name. I don't know. He is rewarded in the Teachers' Day by the President of India for his innovations. He has just invented a small sticks for mathematical use. So a very innovative method was invented by him for the mathematics of class 6, 7 students. So that is called innovative ideas. He is a physical education teacher, but he is just invented a new practice, new technique for class 6, 7 mathematics. So that means that is innovative idea. Innovation means when we are uh, doing some new ideas, doing some new thing for our children. We are just doing some new methods, techniques, approaches, etc. That is innovation. So innovative ideas helps. So the if a teacher is innovative, naturally the students or the learners will be innovative. So innovation, because teachers are the role models, always students are very much influenced by their teachers. We know very well that APJ Abdul Kalam was very much influenced by his primary school teacher, his Sri Sip Subramania Maya, who just taught him or demonstrated him the flying of birds, and especially he taught all these things, and after that he has just aspired for to become a pilot. So our teachers role is very important. They help us to aspire for new things, and they help us for innovative ideas. So teachers are considered as innovators. So innovations generally means innovation. Why innovation is very much necessary? Because human beings' nature is changing. We never want to stick to a particular thing. If I have a particular type of mobile phone, I again want some new type of mobile phone. If I have one type of dress, I know this style is very old, some new must be there. So human beings' nature is to like new and innovative things. So teaching profession also, new methodology, new approaches, new models, new techniques should be adopted in our teaching learning process. That's why we can say that teachers are very much innovative. So innovation is very much needed. So what innovation is, and why innovation is important? That according to NCRT, NCRT organized a national seminar on innovations in education in 1977, and the main points of that seminar is new to the system or environment as perceived by an individual. What is innovation? Innovation means a new to the system or environment as perceived by the individual. Then the second thing is better than what is already in existence. You know very well that if you will provide a football or a toy to a child, next day or third day, first 1 2 days he just show his interest for that particular toy. After 2 3 days, he just keep it away from him. Then he needs another thing. That means human beings' nature is to adopt new things, innovative things, novel things. So always we should be better than what is already existence. Then innovation means a deliberate, planned, and not haphazard effort. Innovation should be very much deliberate and planned and not haphazard effort. Then contextual to local system or environment or conditions. Then instrumental in beginning learning or attitude of an individual or group of individuals. Then conducive for making unfamiliar as familiar. So innovations helps us to make unfamiliar things into familiar things. Then suitable for achieving results of the predetermined goals. then when you are first time when you use the Android phones, the touch screen phones, you sometimes your finger that stuck in some screen, and someone told that phone करथिले कि नहीं नहीं आज्ञा भूल लगी गला. That means we are not acquainted with that type of system. So first we say no, this Android phone is not for me. It's a very problematic thing. I will not touch it. But after that Android phone became our life. Without that we may die. So that means innovation first we are very much unacquainted with those things, and we feel very difficult to accept that. But after that we accept that. So innovation is a thing which always try to change from one stage to another, from one thing to another. And in innovation, that should be very much positive in nature. And innovation is something which result in the improvement of the system. So what is previously present, sometimes when that is changed by another thing, and that should have some positive impact of or welfare of the society, that is called innovation. Then what are the types of innovation? Product innovation, process innovation. There are 4 types of innovation: product innovation, process innovation, paradigm innovation, and positioning innovation. So what is product innovation? Product innovation means when we are innovating new innovations, new type, new style of fridge, refrigerator, or television, or car, or food items, or educational kits. That is product. In a product, innovation comes. Then process innovation means when change comes in a process, means in the method, in the technique, in the equipment, in the software. That is called process innovation. And what is paradigm innovation? Paradigm innovation means when the innovations or changes that resulting from major shift in thinking or from one stage to another stage. That is paradigm innovation. Paradigm means change resulting from major shift of thinking. When our thinking process has changed from one stage to another, that is called paradigm innovation. And the 4th innovation, that is positioning innovation. That means we suggest that the product was originally innovated for a different purpose, but later on repositioned for another purpose. Sometimes we just use a particular thing for a particular purpose, but after that we can also use that thing in different context. That is called positioning innovation. Some innovations, they have multi-dimensional use. That have some multi-dimensional use. Suppose your what says the in smart class we are using the computer. So when computer was invented, that is not only for teaching purpose. That can be used in medicine purpose, medical engineering purpose, architect purpose, that is for planning purpose. So positioning innovation means when a product is used for different purpose. That is called positioning innovation. So this is all about innovation. Then comes to the process of innovation. So the process of innovation go through 3 stages with 9 elements. Those are: first, in the process of innovation, first we identify the problem. So first in the innovation process, first we identify the problem, then trying to find out the cause, planning various strategies and approaches for solution. First we identify the problem, second we try to find out the proper technique or proper method or proper strategies for the solution of the problem. Then the third thing is trying out or experimenting. Then we experimented. Then evaluating the experience. We evaluate whether that my experiment is beneficial, whether it has some positive impact or not. Then we feedback assessing achievements and limitations. We give feedback. Then the sixth is planning and formatting the modified approach. If that when we are able to evaluate the things and we come to know that experiment is good or positive or correct, then we plan and formatting the modified approach. We modified new approach and we just placed new innovations instead of old innovations. Then we adopt the modified approach. When we are very much aware of the fact that the new innovations is successful, then we adopt the modified approach in our teaching learning process. Then again we retry out that whether this modified approach is applicable for the students or not, or beneficial for the learners or not. Then adopting modified approach in the system. So first we are coming with identifying the problem, and in the last ninth stage we are adopting modified approach in the system. That is the process of innovation. Then teacher as a motivator and a researcher. Teacher's role is not only teachers have a very triangular relationship. He is an innovator, he is a researcher, he is a change agent, and he is a reflective practitioner. For his role is not confined to teaching learning process. He acts as a agent of change, a reflective practitioner, researcher, and an innovator. Then what is action research? So we should know what is research. First we should know what is research, then what is action research. So what is research? Research. Two words, research. What is search? Search means when we are finding a particular thing. If I have my mobile phone, I am not getting my mobile phone, then what I will do? I will search where that I left somewhere, that may be here, that may be there. So that means when we are searching a particular thing for again and again, that is research. So research means searching again and again, and research doesn't mean, and research is used for a broader sense. Like I am doing a research, which dress or which outfit is better for me. That is not a research. I have 300, 400 dress or sarees, and which outfit is better? I am just doing a research on that. No. That is not a research. Research means which have some positive impact, which have some positive dimensions, and for the welfare of the society, for the welfare of a particular action. That is called research. So suppose what type of research we teachers are doing. Suppose if I am in a primary school, then I should do research on such topics which is very much beneficial, which have some link, some relationship with my teaching profession. Like I may take a research on, if I am a primary school teacher, and most of the students, they are not attentive in my class. So I can do a action research on this, that why inattentiveness is seen in a particular class of social studies. Why inattentiveness is seen in a science class. So these things can be taken as a research. So when we are taking research for a particular issue, and for to solve that particular issue for a particular purpose, that is called action research. So action research should be made by the teachers, then only so many educational issues may be solved by ourselves. Sometimes we are very much dependent upon our administrators or the educationist. But if I am facing a particular problem, I should solve it by research. In my class, something ill is happening. I must solve that. That may be solved through myself, and may sometimes I may take the help of my colleagues or the help of my uh, boss or your headmaster or headmistress. So action research is a process through which teachers discover and learn through systematic investigation. So through systematic investigation, when we are searching, when we are discovering, or when we are doing a research in a systematic investigation, that is called action research. And what basic academic activities are included in the action research? First is collaborative inquiry, reflection, and dialogue. So teachers action research would be an ideal exercise for the professional development of the teachers, and that promotes three basic academic activities. First is, it is very much helpful for the collaborative inquiry, for reflection, and for dialogue. So what is collaborative inquiry? Collaborative inquiry means meaning school teachers and administrators investigating together in collaboration on school education related issues. What I have already told, that if you have a problem that all the students of class 6, they are not attentive in mathematics class, you may take the help of your principal, and you may take the help of your education department, and you may do a research on that particular topic why students are inattentive in mathematics class. That means some problem may be there in the curriculum, some problem may be there in your methods of teaching, or some problem may be there in your educational institution. So to solve these types of problems, you can take help of that can be collaborative inquiry. That means you can take the help of your colleagues, your higher authorities, your department, etc. Then what is reflection? So reflection means, that means a continuous thought process by teachers on understanding their various activities and how they perform it in the classroom, reflecting on their classroom practices. So reflection means what the students, they just learn from their teachers, they just observe from their teachers, they just observe from their classroom, and they just understand from their classroom. That is reflection. So inquiry may, the teachers may uh, give importance to reflection. That means that is a continuous thought process by the students. Then dialogue. What is dialogue? Dialogue means where teachers discuss issues with other teachers, colleagues, and administrators within the school system and generate a dialogue on school-based issues. Suppose a child, some issues may occur in a particular class, and to solve that particular issues, your colleagues, your administrators, all the teachers, they just assemble in one meeting place, and they just generate a dialogue or generate a solution for that particular problem. That is called dialogue. So research may happen through collaborative inquiry, reflection, and dialogue. Then what are the approaches of action research? There are three approaches: individual, collaborative, and school-wide. In individual approach, the level of focus is on single classroom. Suppose when the particular class teacher or the particular subject teacher is doing a research, that means the level of focus is only on the single classroom, and the level of participation is only the individual teacher. And what are the examples? That is also in your learning materials. That is already in your learning materials. You may go through it. That what happens to learners? I am just going one by one because this is very important for you. You may took some action research in your schools also. So what are the examples of individual approach? The teacher or the class teacher or the subject teacher, he may do an action research in his own class. That what are the examples or what research questions are there? That what happens to learners' understanding of specific arithmetical concepts when I incorporate exploratory exercises into the teaching of arithmetic in my classroom? What I have already told you. Then how can I improve the management skills to use my class time more effectively? Okay, suppose 40 minutes or 35 minutes is not sufficient for my teaching learning process. Then how can I improve time management skill? Within that time, how can I complete my teaching but by teaching learning process within that stipulated time, that can be.
Jayashree madam,
Sir.
Jayashree madam,
Sir.
we can skip the examples, because examples will be based on the action research.
Okay, sir.
Because time is very short, we have to cover up the entire block.
Okay,
So you
sir.
can simply you can simply touch upon, because everything is there in the material. The students can go through the material and understand,
Okay, sir.
isn't it? So you
Okay,
can simply touch upon and proceed. The important things we have to explain, so that things will be made clear for everyone.
Okay, sir.
So, thank you.
Then collaborative approach. In collaborative approach, one or more classrooms, the level of focus should be on one or more classroom, and head of the teacher, co-teachers, and administrators, all the colleagues, they are included in this collaborative approach. And in school-wide approach, the school improvement and the level of focus is for school improvement. So the entire administrative staff, teaching staff, or the whole faculty members are included in this type of research. Then come to the preconditions for taking up action research. What are the preconditions that should be taken? That the first thing, the qualities is deep understanding of the system of education, then an in-depth vision and insight into the school and classroom based activities and practices. Sometimes here I would like to give you an example, that in-depth study or in-depth vision means sometimes you should go to the root cause. You may watch the TV serial Shaktiman. Nowadays, I think that is again once again that is broadcasted in the national channels. So Shaktiman is a serial. Children, they are very much fond of that serial, and they just want to imitate the works, how Shaktiman is flying, how Shaktiman is doing all types of jobs. And due to that, in 2000, in 99, 2000, so many children, they just came with accident that they are practicing the behavior of the Shaktiman, and some they just broke their hands, some broke their legs, like that. So in that time, Doordarshan of India, he has organized a in-depth study on Shaktiman and go to the root cause. And I was in that research group, and we came to know that the thing is, children who are living in or who are from nuclear family, they are unable to share their ideas with their parents or with their family members. That's why they are in a dreamland and they don't know what is the reality. So through in-depth study, all these things come to the front, and after that Shaktiman was advised to tell the reality. And at the end of the episode, Shaktiman said that this is not reality, don't do this type of job, this is not, this is very much harmful for you. So all these things then came. So that is in-depth study. Like that in our school system also, if we face so many problems, then we should go to the depth. Then quest for new knowledge, then a desire for improved performance in school and classroom, then self-reflective activity that includes self-criticism and self-analysis, and willingness to effect changes through constant identification issues that require strengthening. So these are the qualities that practitioners of action research must possess. Then quality issues in action research. What qualities should be included? First is school-based issues. In action research, what things should be included? Or action research should be done in these areas, like your school-based issues. In school-based issues, what happens if take stock of school and classroom data? What are the gaps that need to be filled to ensure students learn and are higher achievers in school? So many school issues are there. If so many students, they don't like a particular subject, if so many students, they don't like and the classroom teaching of a particular teacher. So the all school-based issues that can be solved through action research. Then learner achievement issues that also can be solved through action research. And third thing is we use action research in classroom environmental issues, in teacher training issues, in classroom transaction issues, in community-based issues, in combining quality issues. So in all these areas, action research may be included. Then steps involved in action research. In action research, the first step is identifying the problem. The second step is reference work in identifying the problem. First, the teacher's work or the researcher's work is to identify the particular problem. Then he refer work. Whether so many researches have been done in this area or not, that should be inquired about by the researchers. So the researchers should know that this type of problems are there, and this type of problems or some research may be done in this area or not. Then in third step, initiating action. What action should be taken? That is the third step of action research. And in fourth step, collection of data. We are collecting data that for the particular issue, which data is required. That may be for data collection. The researcher may develop some questionnaire, some inquiry format, some attitude scale, aptitude scale, or some information scales. So these should be developed by the teacher. So schedules questionnaires should be developed by the researchers for the collection of data. Then in fifth stage, evaluation and analysis. The teacher, after the collection of data, the researcher's work is to evaluate what information he has already gathered. Then drawing findings. After the evaluation and analysis, the researcher is able to write down the findings. What findings and what major findings come out of that research, that should be written in the last step, seventh step, that is document of findings. So in the last step, the researcher have to write his last thing, that is these findings, major findings, and draw some conclusions. So this is all about our action research. Then format for documenting your action research. So when we are documenting our action research, when our research is complete, so how we can document it? How we can present it in a written format? That is called documentation. So in documentation step, first we should write the introduction. Introduction means we should write about the issues. What is that issue? What is its meaning, concept, etc. And we should formulate some objective. What objectives we have taken? What objectives, by taking which objectives we have already did our research. Then research plan should be written in that document. Then sample and methodology. What is sample? Sample means আমি যেটাকে ওড়িয়ারে নমুনা কইছে. How many persons, how many people, how many things we have taken for our research studies, that is called the sample. And which methodology is followed, whether it is an experimental research, whether it is an observational research, whether it is a case study research. So the methodology should be written in the format. Then the fourth thing is findings. Findings should be written in the, we should write the findings in our fourth chapter, in finding chapter. Then we should, then the conclusion chapter, in the fifth chapter of the documentation of the action research, we should write the conclusion. What conclusion, or draw conclusions on the findings, what conclusion we have drawn from our research, that should be written in the conclusion. This is all about the documentation of the action research. Then teachers as reflective practitioners. So how teachers are the reflective practitioners? So reflection is a part of our day. Today's life. Reflection is a part of our day or today's life. In scientific term, reflection occurs when light changes direction as a result of bouncing of surface. The reflection, in scientific term, we may say that reflection occurs when light changes direction as a result of bouncing of surface. Like that, our life is changing. We are changing our behavior. We are changing the methodologies. We are changing the techniques of teaching. We are changing the models of teaching. So, like our teaching learning process, that is also changing. That is called the reflection. So we see our image in the mirror as a result of this reflection. When this principle is applied to the thinking process, we reflect on range of problems and situations every day. We don't follow any particular formula for this, and it just happens as feelings, thoughts, and emotions about something gradually surface. So this is all about reflection. So as a result of analysis of various aspects of a problem of situation, we decide our course of action. So reflection is thus a process in which an experience is reflected, considered, and evaluated in relation to some broader purpose. So reflection is thus a process in which an experience is recalled, considered, and evaluated in relation to some broader purpose. So according to Dewey, the criteria for reflection is a meaning-making process that moves the learner from one experience into the next with deeper understanding of its relationship and connections with other experiences and ideas. Then it is systematic, rigorous, and disciplined way of thinking with the roots in scientific inquiry. Then it needs to happen in community, in interaction with others. Then it requires attitude that values personal and intellectual growth of oneself and others. So this is told by Dewey about reflection. Then reflection as a three-level progressism. So reflection, Van Manen in 1977 has described the concept of reflection as a progression involving three different levels, that is technical, practical, and critical. Technical, practical, and critical. In technical level, concerns with the efficiency and effectiveness of the means used to achieve the objectives. Efficiency and effectiveness of the means used to achieve the objectives, which are not open to criticism or modification. In teaching learning situation, it relates to effective application of skills and technical knowledge in the classroom setting. And what is practical reflection? Practical reflection is connected with the assessment of educational goals and how they are achieved by the learners. So practical reflection is concerned with the assessment of educational goals and how they are achieved by the learners. And critical reflection concerns with the worth of the educational goals. So first, that is technical level concern with the efficiency and effectiveness of the means used for the achievement of the objective. The practical reflection, that is the assessment of educational goals and how they are achieved by the learners. And third, the critical reflection, that is concerned with the worth of the educational goals, and it also relates to the assessment that how well these goals are achieved and who is being benefited from this. This is all about the reflection, the progression of the reflection, the progression of reflection. Then the tri-layered reflective thinking model. The first is technical, then contextual, then dialectic. There are three layers of reflection. In technical reflection, that means at this level, educational knowledge and basic curriculum principles are approached through how to question, and this includes simple description of observations, then focus on behavior, content, skills from past experiences or theories derived from reading or coursework. Then third thing is task-oriented view of teaching competencies as meeting a set of objectives. Then fourth is use of appropriate educational vocabulary. So this is all about the technical reflection. And contextual reflection means this level involves reflection regarding underlying assumptions and predisposition in classroom practice, and it includes reflection on practice that affect learning, and reflection on the context of the problem, then reflection on related theory to practice, and reflection on various alternatives. Then dialectical reflection. This type of reflection deals with questioning of ethical and moral issues related directly or indirectly to the teaching practice. And this includes systematically questioning exercises, suggest alternatives and competing theories, then reflect on decisions and consequences during the course of action, then bring moral, ethical, and socio-political issues for discussion. This is all about three types of reflection. Then approaches to reflective thinking. Cognitive approach, then child-centered approach, then narrative approach. These are the three approaches which are included for reflection purpose. Then and reflective journals are there. Teachers' narratives are there for reflective reflections, for promoting reflection. And discussion is another way of reflection, another mode of reflection, another reflection mode. Then cooperative learning is another reflective mode. Then role play. And what is teacher's narratives? Teacher's narratives means when teacher narrates something before the learners, and out of that, learners learn something, and they just reproduce a concept regarding that particular thing. That is teacher narrative reflection. And reflective journals means that reflect on and develop insight into the purpose of school experiences programs, then highlights critical issues that may not have been considered by them at the time of the class, and reflect on one's own strengths and weaknesses. That is reflective journals. So in journals, this type of reflection can be done by the learners. And discussion. Through discussion, reflections can maybe happen. Through discussion for a particular issue, we can do our reflection. Then cooperative learning. We know very well what is cooperative learning. Cooperative learning technique has some advantages, and through cooperative learning, it promotes learning and academic achievement among learners. It increases learner retention. It enhances learner satisfaction with their learning experience. It helps learners develop skills and oral communication. It develops learner social skills, and it promotes learner self-esteem, and it also helps to promote positive relations. So through cooperative learning also reflections may happen. Then role play. Role play means through role play also an important educational training technique or a part of reflective teaching. Through role play also reflective teaching may happen. So role play also very important, plays an important role in our teaching learning process, because sometimes we are very much not interested for lecture method, discussion method, or your lecture keyword method. So sometimes role play also play an important role in the teaching learning process. Then professional development of the teachers. So teaching is not a job, teaching is a profession. We are not teachers only for money, only for a salary. All other jobs. So there is a very good job satisfaction. We are professionals. We are not we are not in the teaching profession only for a lucrative salary. We are in teaching profession for so many other aspects, like we are very much satisfied when our students, they are placed in different places. We are very much satisfied when we are working as an agent in between our community and our educational institution. We are the role models before our community. We are working as a well wisher for our community people. We are like a parent for our learners. So teaching is not a job, teaching is a profession. So a profession can be defined as an occupation which requires some specialized study and training, and the purpose of which is generally to provide skilled services and guidance in lieu of definite fee or remuneration. So teachers, they are not only teaching in the classroom, they are involved in so many types of other types of activities, like they are also involve themselves in the in your census work, in your immunization work, in your election work. So many different types of mm, works are rendered to the teachers to do them. So teaching is a very noble profession, because all types of jobs, all types of professionals, they are just the product of teaching profession. The teacher creates all other professions. A engineer, he became engineer after he before he was an engineer. Previously, he was a learner. So teacher, he creates all these types of professionals. So teachers, that's why we say that teachers are the creators, or the co-creators. So teaching is a very noble profession. So it is a profession. A profession can be practiced independently or within an institution or both. This means if teaching is accepted as a profession, a teacher can teach either independently to the students or within a school along with team of teachers. So what are the characteristics of teaching profession? So first is, a profession demands position of a body of specialized knowledge and extended practical training. Then second thing is, a profession renders an essential social service. So in teaching profession, we are rendering a social service. And in this pandemic period, we teachers, we are just providing books, the doorsteps of our learners. We are arranging some awareness program, how to um, fight against corona. We are aware about all so many types of other social issues also. So we are the social workers. A profession demands continuous in-service training of its members. A profession has a clearly defined membership of particular group with a view to safeguarding the interest of the profession. A profession involves a code of ethics, and a profession assures its members of professional career. That's why we are telling a profession means that should have some ethics, some social service must be there, some social benefits should be there, some professional career should be there. So that's why it is called a profession. And characteristic of teaching profession. So teaching profession has the following characteristics. First, it is essentially involved an intellectual operation. Especially, it involves some intellectual operation. That means teaching has been said it is not mere talking, but rather we help while providing learning experiences. Teacher has to constantly analyze, evaluate classroom climate, and evolve suitable plan of action to achieve the pre-specified desirable change in the behavior of the group of learners. So it is essentially involved an intellectual operation. Then the second is, it draws materials from science. Yesterday we have already discussed that teaching is not an art, it is a science. So teaching is not only an art but also a science. On the basis of this assumption, a teacher can be trained. The moment it is accepted as a science, it has definite steps which are followed in the training of a teacher. Then it transforms raw materials into a practical and definite end. Then the fourth thing is, it possesses an educationally communicable technique. So it possesses an educationally communicable technique means a teaching is a science, and the teaching techniques are systematic and have definite steps to be followed. It is easily communicable. Always teaching profession or in teaching, we always follow some steps, and that is systematically arranged. Then it tends towards self-organization. Then that means without organization. So in our teaching learning process, we organize the things, we organize the data in a systematic manner. Then it essentially performs a social service. So through teaching, not only we are teaching for acquisition of knowledge, we are also teaching for a social service. Then it is a lengthy period of study and training. In teaching profession, after school hours or after college hours or after official hours, the teachers always learning and learning and learning. Why? Because learning is an endless journey towards perfection. So teachers always updated their knowledge to why? Because they should give some new knowledge, some update knowledge to their learners. Then it has a high degree of autonomy. Then it is based upon a systematic body of knowledge. Then it has common code of ethics. Common code of ethics means all over the globe, teaching profession has a common code of ethics. Everyone give respect to their teachers. No country is there in this world that they are not giving respect to their teachers. Teaching profession is the highest or the respectable profession among all other professions, and it generates in-service growth. Then need a job, including initial training, induction courses, in-service training, and continuous professional development within school setting. And what is the need of professional development? The need of professional development is expanding knowledge domain upon knowledge domain. Classroom. Media is also nowadays we include media for teaching purpose. Then focus of use of ICT. In every schools there must be one smart class. So ICT also plays an important role nowadays for the teaching learning process. Then enactment of policies and schemes and meeting demands for society and nation. Then the next thing is in-service teachers training as a professional development. So what is first
There is some connection problem with our counselor.
in service? So in
Madam, there is
service
some
education,
connection problem.
according to Rabindra King, it refers to all activities on the part of the teachers that contribute to their professional growth and competencies. Now, all of you are teachers, but you are getting your BEd training. Why? Now, because to become an effective teacher. So, what is why in service? Why in service education is very much necessary or very much needed. First, to enable the teachers to learn new ways and methods of teaching, to help the teachers in their professional growth, to upgrade academic qualifications of the teachers, to keep teachers abreast of latest development in the profession due to the multifarious research activities in the area of teacher education,
to help them to face new problems efficiently and to develop necessary skills and attitudes to enable them to be effective change agents in the society, then to develop skills and attitudes to be responsive to emerging national development goals and programs, to disseminate specific information and undertake educational innovations such as change in curriculum, population, education, environment, education, and SUPW, etc. And to fill the missing gaps in knowledge. So, for all these things, we need in-service education. And what are the techniques of in-service education? There are so many techniques we can adopt for the in-service teacher education. First is seminars, workshops, conferences, discussions, then your panel discussion, then your symposium, your auto instructional methods, summer and winter institutes, refresher courses, orientation courses. All these types of courses, programs are held for the in-service teachers just to enrich their knowledge, just to make them efficient, just to develop their skills for teaching profession. So this is all about our in-service teaching. Then continuous professional development, CPD, continuous professional development. What is the need of continuous professional development? Continuous professional development means updating knowledge, improving classroom practices, dealing with emerging challenges, and for professional networking, we need continuous professional development. And what is the why ICT is very much needed in today's teaching learning process, or ICT for access to resources? So what is ICT? Now, ICT is the information and communication technology nowadays used in the classroom for the better understanding, to develop the better understanding level of the students, or it will create curiosity among the students, or ultimately the students will be interested for teaching learning process, and that will be very much helpful for the teachers, or the teachers stress or strain level will be lessened by using this ICT method. The Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India has launched a one-stop education portal on October 30th, 2006 to facilitate lifelong learning for students, teachers, and others in pursuit of knowledge free of cost. That is called as SAKSHAT. SAKSHAT is introduced by the Government of India on December 30th, 2006. Sorry, October 30th, 2006. And it emphasizes on ICT learning. Then what is MOOC? MOOC. What is MOOC? Means massive online open courses. Through MOOC, a teacher can be enriched by his knowledge. We can do so many online open courses through which we will be able to develop our skills. We will be able to develop our efficiency and effectiveness in teaching. And then in 2016, MSRD Government of India has also launched MOOCs platform called SWAYAM. SWAYAM stands for this study web of active learning for young aspiring minds. So SWAYAM is another portal which also helps the teachers to develop their caliber and develop their creativity talents in teaching. Then OER, Open Education Resources, is another method, and NIOS, through NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, also we are giving knowledge, giving education to the students who are dropouts or who are out of school. Then ICT for interaction and collaboration. ICT, nowadays we are using ICT in our day-to-day life. So ICT helps the teacher very well. ICT nowadays, through ICT, teachers are able to give update knowledge to their learners. Then e-conference and webinars. So in this pandemic, these e-conferences and webinars, they help a lot. Then what is the benefit of these e-conference and webinars? Participation can contribute from their workplace. Participant can contribute from their workplace. There is no need to go to a particular place. Now we are all taking this class through webinar. You are all in your own home, and I am also in my own house, and still the teaching learning process is going on. So this is the benefit. The participants can contribute from their own workplace. No restriction on number of participants due to virtual space. Then every participant can share her own views with all and get immediate feedback, comment on the post, and the whole proceedings could be achieved for future use, and people can figure out the activity of their own benefit, and boundaries and limitations like regional, national, international are dissolved through these events. So some may be in America, some may be in Australia, some may be in Peru, but still through virtual classes, through these e-classes, e-conferences and webinar classes, it can be happened. So this is the gift of science towards teaching and learning. So at last, in a nutshell, I want to say you that teaching, the teachers has to fulfill the expectations of the learners, and teachers are not the teachers for the learners. They act so many roles in the society, in the family. So they have a multifarious roles in the society, and the teacher has to build the future of the peoples in different ways in consonance with the native capacities and natural instincts. And teachers act as a role model. So teachers should be very much stick to his own moral character. So as we are the role models before our learners, so teachers should act as a professional, and he should be very much stick to his professional ethics. The professional ethics means we should be punctual, we should be honest, we should be careful, we should be empathetic, we should be cooperative. So all these characteristics should be there in the teachers. So as a teachers, we should feel proud that I am a teacher, I am unique, and I am the best. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for nicely touching upon all the important aspects of block 4 of BES-123. Now I would request the students to please put up your questions. You see, whatever madam has said, all these things are there in your study material. It is simply a browsing activity. We have simply browsed through the block, isn't it? We have simply browsed through the block so that it's a kind of revision, and you'll be able to at least know something. You'll know the important aspects which are presented there in the study material. So please put up your questions in the chat box.
Teacher as a planner versus manager. Someone has asked, teacher as a planner versus manager. The teacher plans. First, before teaching learning process, we have to plan. Lesson plan, unit plan, all are the plans which are previously prepared by the teacher. So if we plan for a particular unit, in that particular unit plan, what things should be there, what is the plans, what is the unit, what are the sub units, how many time it will take, how many classes it will take, which objectives should be there, what are the objectives, which core components should be touched. So all these things should be kept in the unit plan. And in lesson plan is for a particular topic, and for a particular topic also, that topic will take how much time, whether it will be completed in one period or whether it will take 2 or 3 or 4 periods, that should be mentioned. Then in a particular topic, what is the your general objective should be there, what are your specific objectives for that topic, then which method you should follow, and which questions you should ask before starting your lesson plan. That should be previously planned. Or if you think that the topic is very important and students simple questions sometimes may not able to reach towards the lesson, so at that time you just take the help of some audio visual aids, so some improvised teaching aids. So teaching aids at that time you that help you to introduce the topic.
Okay,
So
okay.
previously if you
I would like to add to it, madam, to little bit. Actually, it is not exactly lesson planning. It refers to planner. You see, teacher is a jack of all trades. The teacher should be a jack of all trades. He should be a planner. He should be an advisor. He should be a manager. He should be an examiner. He should be a friend, philosopher, guide, or what
sir,
not. The
but
teacher plays multifarious
yes sir,
roles.
but
The teacher plays multifarious roles
yes sir,
in
but
addition to his main thing, that
sir the main
and he has to plan certain, for planning is the main aspect for doing every activity. For example, if you want to
uh,
organize,
yes sir,
just
I am
just one second, just a minute. If you want to
okay
organize
sir,
a
okay sir.
game, for example, suppose a game of cricket, do you think planning is not required? Planning is required. If you want to organize a debate competition, planning will be required.
Yes.
So the teacher should be a good planner for organizing any activity which he is supposed to do in the college premises or school premises. So planner, teacher should be a good planner, and
Yes,
he should have the complete knowledge about the planning. Planning needs certain steps. There are so many steps which are there in planning, isn't it? So all those things the teacher should know, and accordingly he should manage the thing. Okay, please go ahead. You are interested to say something.
sir, the basic thing is the teacher is teaching. That's why he should give maximum importance to lesson plan. Then he plans for extracurricular activities like plantation program, like scouts and guides, like NSS programs. How much time he will spend, that should be planned by the teacher. Then in for annual function, what will happen in annual function? Will give the bouquet to the guests. At that time also the teacher plans how
So
the
for
program will
everything,
be successful.
okay,
For
okay,
everything.
okay,
So teacher
okay.
plans
Okay, planning is required for everything. That's all. So
and
let us proceed to the next
yes,
question. What is contextual reflection? If you can put something on that, contextual reflection.
okay. So contextual reflection means, context means the main thing, the main component or the core. So when we are talking about reflection, the scientific meaning is the ଆମେ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଯୋଉଟା କହୁଛେ ଛାଇ, just like that. In a contextual reflection, what is because the reflection that varies from time to time. If the sun is over our head, our reflection is short. If the sun is at the time of sunset, our reflection is long. Like that, when we are talking about a particular concept or context at that time, from various angles, we just analyze the thing. Why this happened? What is the root cause? So that is reflection. Reflection means we should decide from which angle this happens. So there are so many angles are there. So many sides are there. So that should be particularly decided. That is contextual reflection.
It is a kind of thought process which the
Yes,
teacher
this
normally,
type of
uh, you
process.
know, he tries to think about it, isn't it? It comes to his mind and it is reflected there in his action. Okay.
Sir, actually, our thought process also that differs from time to time, situation to situation. If we
Yes.
are in a good mood, when children are learners are they are just in a very humorous mood, we just laugh and yes, what happened? If we are in a rude mood, then what is this? What is this going on? Just stop all these things. That means sometimes our behavior also changes. Like that, our thought process that changes according to situation, according to our mood.
So Ajay Kumar Mahapatra is asking, what is the process of identifying an action research problem?
Identifying an action research project. Okay. As a teacher, our research area should be within that education, because action research is made for to solve a research means a solution for a particular problem, but action research means which problem we are facing in our own day-to-day life or in our own premises. So as a teacher, we are facing so many educational issues. So if some people are inattentive in my class, so I should do an action research why this inattentiveness happens in SST class or in science class or in mathematics class. That is an action research. So according to your which problems you are facing in your own school premises, that is your problem for action research. If some students they don't want to involve themselves in co-curricular activities, that may also be included as a topic for action research.
So action research is normally done in the classroom situation or in the school situation, just to find out the solutions of the immediate problems, isn't it?
Immediate
So,
problems.
so on various issues, you can take up a topic. For example, students' attention, or for example, if the student is creating nuisance in the class, disturbances in the why a particular student is creating disturbances in the class, isn't it? You have to do a small research on that and come out with a solution. Okay, suppose curriculum is not effective. If the curriculum is not effective, at least you can do a small research and suggest ways and means to the curriculum makers. So like that, on many issues, many problems, you can do action research. Okay, is there any question? I think there are no other questions. Somebody is asking how action research is cyclical process. It is a cyclical process. How
Yes,
action?
it is a cyclical process because our curriculum is changing, our school environment is changing. So same type of problem may happen after 5 years or after 10 years. Suppose your students are inattentive in class 6, that may happen in class 4 or may happen in class 5. After 3-4 years, you may face the same problem, but the condition or the situation or the time is changed. So at that time also you are taking again that project. That's why it may be a cyclical process.
Okay. Okay, these are some of the questions. If there is any questions which the students want to ask, they can also ask. They can also ask coming online. We can take up questions online also. If you want to ask any question, please switch on your audio video and come online.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sorry, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, what is the meaning of induction question?
Induction question.
Sir.
Madam, please respond to this question. What is the meaning of
Yes, sir.
induction question? What is the meaning of induction question?
Okay, induction means the starting point. Induction means the starting point. So induction questions means if a child wants to know something about a particular topic or about a particular core component or about a particular context, that is called the induction question. So induction questions means when somebody wants to know something about a particular thing, what is this, what is the meaning, what is the definition, that is called the induction.
You see, when the child is inducted into a particular subject, that means the child is inducted into the particular subject, that is called induction. Okay, in order to induct the student in a particular subject or particular activity, whatever questions you put, those questions are induction questions only, or inductive questions only. You see, before joining your B.Ed program, we did an induction program, Did you remember? We did an induction program. What was
Yes.
that? That induction program is to induct the B.Ed learners into the system and also into the subject. Okay.
Yes.
So many
Okay.
things we said. So that is a kind of induction. So in
Yes.
order to induct somebody into certain activity, whatever questions you ask, those questions are nothing but induction questions. Do you get the point?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Is there anybody who wants to put up any question? Okay, Mr. Palta Singh, I am just responding to your query that you had written in the chat box. You see, normally this is not a teaching class. This is a counseling class. And you must be knowing that counseling is nothing but doubt clarification. Okay. From our side, or in order to utilize the time profitably or meaningfully, what we are doing, we are simply touching upon all the aspects presented there in the blocks and units of the study material. Okay. And towards the end, we are having interactive session. Interactive session means whatever questions you are putting, we are interacting. We are just responding to each one of them. Okay. So this is the way we are going ahead. Otherwise, if you expect that teaching should take place, it is absolutely not possible, isn't it? Our study material, IGNOU study materials are materials which cannot be taught. These are the materials which can only be learned. Please keep it in mind. IGNOU study materials are learning materials. They can only be learned. They cannot be taught. Okay. Whatever academic services we are providing with the help and support of our academic counselors, they are the additional support we are providing. Okay. Therefore, in order to make you acquainted with whatever presentations are made there in different units, we are simply touching upon all those aspects and simply clarifying them. Okay. So please don't take it otherwise. It is a noble advice to all of you. Please consider the learning material, consider the materials provided by IGNOU as the learning material, not the teaching material. And please don't expect teaching. You see, if somebody wants to teach, he needs a complete 1 hour class in order to teach one chapter, not even one chapter, even part of the chapter. Isn't it? This particular block requires not less than 30-40 sessions. If at all somebody wants to teach, is it possible? It is absolutely not possible. Counseling class, therefore, in the open and distance learning system, counseling classes have been organized because the proponents or exponents of distance learning system, they consider that every learner is a potential individual. They are matured learners. You are not an immature learner like a primary school student or a college student who needs spoon feeding, isn't it? You are a matured learner. Therefore, majority of the things you can learn and understand by yourself. Whatever little we are providing, that is an additional academic support we are providing with the help and support of academic counselors from outside. Okay, please consider it this way so that you will not feel bad, or you'll feel that teaching is not done. Okay, you'll not feel that teaching is not. Any question? Is there any question? If no question is there, then I would conclude the session. Who is there online? Is there anybody who wants to speak?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, namaskar.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, my
Namaskar.
question is teacher is an administrator or not?
I told you that the teacher is everything. The teacher is the administrator. At times he has to be an administrator. At times he has to work as a principal. At times he has to work as a learner. At times he or she acts as a manager, as an examiner, as a, what should I say, physical education teacher, what not. The teacher, therefore, is a jack of all trades. We consider the school as what? If school is a miniature form of the society. So whatever is happening there in the society, the same thing is also happening inside the school. And in order to manage the school, the teacher has to play multifarious roles, including administrator, examiner, supervisor. During examination, you see, they are doing invigilation work. So at that time, they are the invigilators, isn't it? When they are, checking your copies, examination scripts, they are the examiner. When they are, allowing you to play in the field and supporting you, then they are the game teacher. Okay, they are the instructors. When they are giving some advice, they are the advisor. When they are counseling you, they are the counselor. So the teacher is a jack of all trades. So you have to consider in that perspective. Okay.
Okay.
Snigdhamai, did you get the
Yes,
point?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, another question
Okay.
can I ask? Sir, what is the meaning of rigorous? Yes, sir.
Rigorous. Rigorous is, for example, rigorous training or rigorous reading. That means, very hard, very tough. Rigorous means very tough.
Rigorous.
Okay, that is a, actually that should be used in a particular context. In which context you are asking? If you tell me the context, then we can answer.
Okay.
Or if you want to know the meaning, you can search the dictionary, you will get the appropriate meaning. The same word can be used in different contexts and the meaning changes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, friends, it is already, 22 minutes past 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. Now we should conclude. But before I conclude the session, I would like to, touch upon, 2 or 3 main issues. The issues are, you see, action research. Many things have been said about action research, and the teacher should be a good researcher, isn't it? If you want to become a true professional, then you have to be a good researcher also. Otherwise, your professionalism or professional development will never take place. If you go on doing small research work in your day-to-day life or in your day-to-day classroom situation, that will help you as a stepping stone. That will work as a stepping stone for your improvement. Okay, therefore, for every single issue that is coming in front of you, you should think seriously and take it up and do a small research on that. Okay, so nobody will compel you. Your headmaster will never tell you, or your principal will never tell you that you do this or do that. It is you who has to innovate. It is you who has to think. It is you who has to do it independently. Okay, so that is required. And as it is rightly said by Joyশ্ree Madam, we are all professional. There is a great difference between an occupation and a profession. There are many people, a carpenter, he does his own occupation for his livelihood. He gets some money and therefore he is doing some job. That is occupation. But we are teachers not just to earn our livelihood, isn't it? We are doing teaching profession, or we are working as teachers not just to earn our salary to feed our family members. We are there to give something to the society, isn't it? We are giving knowledge, we are giving direction to the society, isn't it? Whatever teaching or whatever academic input we are giving to our learners, that is reflected in the society in one way or the other. That we have to understand. So we have a great role to play, because it is rightly said in different platforms or in online platforms that the destiny of the nation is shaped inside the classroom. So if you are a true professional, you can understand every tidbit, every aspect of education, every aspect of learning, every aspect of teaching, and the human behavior who are involved there in the teaching learning process, isn't it? Then you see that will help you, or which are, in other words, are very important. So please grow and develop as a true professional, isn't it? But not as a person who is doing some occupation, but as a professional, so that this profession will give you rich dividends in your life, isn't it? A teacher is known by his quality improvement, qualitative improvement that should be required. Okay, if you find a good teacher, automatically, you will love to talk to him. You will love to go nearer to him. That kind of a quality you must have to inculcate within yourself, not just to, get into a, uh, uh, what should I say, your promotion or something, or to become a headmaster. That is something else. So long-term goal you must set and try to achieve. Short-term goals are meaningless, isn't it? If you want to achieve BEd degree by hook or crook, and with the help of which you can get your promotion, that is something else. But always try to become a good professional, and that is going to help you, a lot in your profession, and will help you in being recognized in the society as a potential human being. And friends, you see, there is another important aspect which was taught by Joyashree Madam, that is your ICT intervention, information and communication technology. You see, today, if at all we are connecting to each other, we are able to connect with the help of ICT only. Had there been no online platform, we would not have interacted, isn't it? We would not have got a chance to interact with each other. So this ICT has brought revolution in our teaching learning situation. So please exploit these resources, whatever resources, ICT resources, which are coming in handy, which are coming in front of you, or which are available in front of you. Please exploit those resources. It may be a minor tape recorder, or your mobile telephone, or a television set, or a CD-ROM, or a computer, whatever electronic devices which are available in front of you. Please utilize them optimally for making your teaching learning effective. Okay, so all these are not playing objects. There are many people who are playing with mobile phones, so that is not going to help. Mobile phones can be utilized in a positive manner, isn't it? Many of you must be watching this web conference through your mobile phone, so use it in this perspective. If you have internet connectivity, go to different sites, download whole lot of materials and read good stories, read good anecdotes, isn't it? So whatever electronic devices are available, please utilize them. And she has rightly said there are two important platforms available, or made available by Government of India, that is by MHRD, Swayam and Swayam Prabha. Swayam is a digital platform where you will get, enormous quantity of reading materials, learning materials, isn't it? And Swayam Prabha is a television program. There are 21 channels by MHRT. Many are transmitted by IITs, many are transmitted by NCRT. Then IGNO has 4 channels in Swayam Prabha. So all these channels are transmitting tremendous amount of video programs on various subjects, including your pedagogy of teaching, your teachers training. So please watch those videos, go to Swayam and Swayam Prabha and find out all those videos. And in addition to that, there are enormous quantity of open course, OER, open educational resources. Please find out all those resources and exploit them, because whatever materials you will find in the form of your SLM provided by IGNO, these are very limited and insufficient, I must say. But there are huge quantity of materials which are available from the various sources. You have to explore possibilities in getting them and assimilate them in your study material. Then only it will be complete, and you will be getting comprehensive knowledge, concrete knowledge on various aspects of your teaching and learning. So these are some of the things which I wanted to speak in front of you. So friends, thank you very much for participating in this web conference. I also thank Joyashree Madam, because since last 4 days she has been continuously taking classes for 2 hours, even more than 2 hours. Madam, thank you very much for presenting in such a nice manner, and of course touching every aspects of the blocks, all the 4 blocks, block 1 to block 4, and talking to the students and responding to the answers, responding to the questions given by all the students in a very beautiful manner. So thank you very much, and we shall be getting many more opportunities in interacting with the students in this platform in future also. So till such time, we take leave of all the students, and we take leave of you also. So thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you,
Thank
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaskar,
Namaskar.
sir. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir.